Well, it is hard to believe that it has been 10 weeks since we first had to cancel our services here at the church because of the coronavirus outbreak. And more than ever, we are looking forward to getting back to life, right? We're looking forward to seeing friends and family in person, and especially being together as a church family here, worshiping the Lord at the church. And the pressure is really on all of society to get back to business as usual. But I think we all understand that the as usual part is going to take some time and is probably going to look quite different than what we are accustomed to. And as a church, as we work towards those days and as we plan for those days, we want to be bold in our approach, while at the same time being sensitive to the needs of our people, to what's going on in our community, as well as the ways that this virus has impacted all of our lives. And so as we walk through these days together, we want to encourage all of our church family to exercise a God-honoring humility, patience with one another, and a grace as we interact with each other and as we interact with the community around us. In an effort to be prepared for those days, this past Tuesday night, our Board of Trustees, the deacons, and myself met together to begin discussing a strategy for returning to in-person worship gatherings here at the church. And as a result of that meeting, we set a target date for Sunday, May 24th, to resume our church services on Sunday morning. And we are looking forward to that day with great excitement, and I'm sure that you are as well. In that meeting, we discussed potential guidelines and began working together to set out what we believe to be the best practices that will help ensure us to have as safe and clean environment as is reasonably possible here at the church. I want to share with you some of those guidelines so that you can be prepared as you come back to the church to worship together here on Sunday, May 24th. The first thing that we have to understand, and I think everybody recognizes this, but if you're in an at-risk category because of your age or because of other physical conditions, or if you are presenting symptoms of being ill, you're asked to still stay at home. And as hard as that is to do, it's something that is necessary because of what's going on in our world right now. We're going to continue to post our services online through our church website, the Facebook group page, the YouTube channel, as well as being sent out through our email communication. And so if you are in an at-risk category because of your age or because of physical condition, or if you're presenting symptoms of being ill, please do stay at home for this time. As we come to the building, we want to exercise the best sanitation practices in order to provide a safe and clean environment. And so we have provided sanitation stations at both of the main entrances and in the sanctuary as you enter into the sanctuary for you to utilize as you come into the building, as you leave, and as you move throughout the time that you're here at the church. You're welcome to bring your own hand sanitizer as you feel the need, but these have been made available for all those that are attending the service. Please use those as you do enter the building and move throughout the building as necessary. As you come into the building, our greeters are going to be stationed near the entrances, but they will not be shaking hands or passing out bulletins. They are there to help greet and to help direct the flow of traffic coming in and out of the building, and also to help make sure that those areas stay clean and sanitized as people do move in and out of the building. To respect and to ensure that we are not putting people at risk, we're asking everyone that's in attendance to refrain from handshakes and hugs and to give that social distance that we are strongly being told is necessary at this time. As you come to the building and you feel it necessary to wear a mask or to take other precautions for yourself, please be encouraged to do so. We are, as a church, are not going to require everyone to wear a mask, but we do want to respect the opinion and the choices that each person is making individually for their own safety. And this is one of the areas where we need to exercise patience and grace with one another as different opinions are held as to what is the best practice. But if you feel it necessary to take a certain precaution for yourself, we understand that and we respect that. We still want to gather together and respect one another as we do so. High traffic areas in the church, as well as where people are going to be interacting with one another, are going to be cleaned before and after every service, and this includes the entryways, the hallways, the stairwells, the bathrooms, and the seating areas. The pews included. We're going to make sure that those are clean so that as you come into the building, those have been sanitized for the service. You also notice as you come into the building that all of the hymnals, pew Bibles, offering envelopes, and writing utensils have been removed from the seating area, and this is to help eliminate as many shared surfaces where multiple people may be touching throughout the gatherings. And that is one of the things that we are trying to eliminate, which that caution also is why for this initial phase of returning to in-person worship gatherings, we're not going to be passing offering plates to collect the offering on those Sunday morning services. Instead, we're going to have a secure location where you can give your tithes and offerings before or at the conclusion of a service. We also, because of this same reason, are not going to be partaking in the Lord's Supper, at least for the immediate future. We are trying to eliminate the passing of the plates, which presents multiple shared surfaces to be touched. And so, as difficult as a decision it is to make to refrain from participating in one of our most treasured activities and ordinances as a church family, we believe that it is honoring to the Lord and necessary for the health of our people to refrain from doing that until we can ensure a safe way to practice the Lord's Supper, whether it be a different method of distributing the elements or through single serve containers of the elements that are not touched by any other individuals. Until that time, we're going to just refrain from that and look forward to the time that we can share that ordinance together with one another. Continuing in that line of thinking of shared surfaces, we are not going to be distributing bulletins or other printed materials for these initial phases of return. Instead, all critical information for the ministry of the church is going to be presented on the screens before and after the service, as well as we'll continue to communicate that information through our email notifications. As you come to the church, please be prepared to give your tithes and offerings in advance, as well as if you desire to take notes during the service, bring your own writing utensil as well as paper to take those notes, as bulletins and handouts are not going to be made available for this initial phase. As you make your way into the church building and find your seats in the sanctuary for the service, please exercise the best practices of social distancing as you take your seats. We're strongly encouraging families to sit together, and as you do so, to be aware of the space around you between yourselves and others. We have restricted seating in the sanctuary to every other row, and so as you find your seat, please respect those areas, even if it means that you have to find a different seat than where you normally would sit. We feel that this is necessary and an important measure in order to provide a safe environment for us to worship together. During these initial phases of returning to worship, we also ask that as you are in the building, all those that are attending, to restrict your movements throughout the building to just those necessary areas. We have closed off the classroom areas downstairs, the kitchen area, the Bible study area, and the Awana Circle area, as well as the classrooms upstairs. Those areas are closed for the time being, and unless it is an emergency, we ask that you keep your movements to just those necessary areas of coming into the building, accessing the bathrooms, as well as the sanctuary and the welcome area. We also have made the decision to continue to suspend all other ministries and activities that require an in-person gathering at the church. And so for the time being, our nursery ministry, student ministries, Awana, junior church, youth group, those ministries are going to be suspended for the time being until we can provide the necessary means to do that in a safe way. However, we do want to continue the ministry of the church, and one special thing that we have not been doing here for the last 10 weeks, we are looking forward to resuming our Sunday night Bible studies. And we are targeting Sunday, June 7th for getting back to that study. Instead of gathering at the church on Sunday evenings for that study, we're going to move that meeting online to the Zoom platform. And this allows us to participate in a live video conference call and where we can study God's Word together and grow together in our walk with the Lord. And this provides each of you with an opportunity to be a part of this meeting. And so let me encourage you as you think about this time where we're starting the study again, make plans to be a part of it. We're going to jump back into our Like Jesus Bible study that we had to take a break from back in March. Back in March, when we were just getting this study started, we only were able to do 1 week. And so we're going to start back at the beginning and give everybody an opportunity to get involved in this study. And in this particular study, we're looking at the life of Jesus and his personal example of what it means to be a disciple maker. And I believe that this study, as well as any of the studies that we do, but especially this one, will be very helpful and practical for us as a church family as we seek to be a follower of Jesus Christ and be engaged in the mission that he's given to us as a church. As we think through all of these guidelines and the restrictions that are necessary to be in place right now, please understand that they're temporary and subject to change. And that's one thing we've had to learn throughout this whole process, is that we can set our plans and we can make all of the plans that we feel are best and then have to change them. We're doing all of this as the Lord wills, taking it one day at a time, one step at a time, but we surely are looking forward to being together as a church family. Brett McCracken writes on the Gospel Coalition website, he says, in such a precarious and polarizing environment, how can churches move forward in beautiful unity rather than ugly division? And he says, it's not going to be easy, but by God's grace and the power of the Holy Spirit working to unify us in ways that our flesh may resist, the opportunity is there for us to be a countercultural model to the world around us. And I believe that perhaps more than any other time in our history as a people, we have the opportunity for us to be an example and a testimony to the world around us of the hope that we have in Jesus Christ, the joy that we have in Jesus Christ, and what it means really to be a follower of the Lord. And so as we enter into these new days, and as we walk through this time together, we want to do so in a way that brings honor and glory to the Lord and is a testimony to the world around us. And I believe that God's going to bless in great ways, and we surely are looking forward to this time. We hope to see you coming up on Sunday, May 24th. If you're able to be at that service, let me encourage you to come out. It's going to be different, but it's going to be good. And we surely are looking forward to it. And so we hope to see you there. God bless. Have a great day. And we look forward to seeing you very soon.